You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
We're back. It's another edition of the Windy City Bender podcast. It's only been about 2 months, but we're back. We're in multiple states, but we're here.
Yeah, hockey ended, and then we just have been hanging out, waiting for it to start up again.
We've had all this time of hockey to talk about, but we're like, you know what? Let's wait till it's over.
Yeah, the Hawks aren't in it, so no Hawks news during that time, right? So before we get started, I just want to say really quick a big thank you for everybody who let me vent on the last little mini episode, and a huge thank you to a lot of you guys. You guys reached out and just checked in on me. I really appreciate that. It means a lot, and I promise no more sad shit. Going forward, we're having fun. Tanner's back. Tanner. Yeah, kind of. I'm in New Mexico.
New Mexico, just a little, nothing important happened on that trip or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. We've been hiking, just did a few things. Just my girlfriend and I went to visit my mom, and I don't know, I got engaged. No big deal. It's fine. Yeah, it just did it on top of a mountain. It's all right. It's it's what everybody does. There was literally 6 guys next to me just waiting their turn to just ask their girlfriends to marry them. It's just the perfect spot.
When you were telling me that you were gonna do it when you guys were hiking on a mountain, I was kind of hoping that there'd be go. There's another couple up there, and you pull out the ring first and go do it, and that guy's just son of a bitch.
He just pulls me to the side. He's like, "Yo, dude, I was here first." It's like, yeah, but who had the ring out, man?
Yeah, not fucking cool, man. But that's awesome. Congrats to you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The scenery was really awesome. So was she surprised, or was it
oh, absolutely. It was so fucking funny. So I didn't tell my mom, and and my girlfriend didn't know at the time either. But I was like, hey, let's take a picture here along the edge of the mountain. And she's like, yeah, and then we take one, take another, and I told my mom keep taking pictures. And then they're like, okay. I was like, okay, well, how about one more? And then I pulled it out and did it. And then she went. The first thing she said is, "Oh my God, what is happening? Oh my God!" And then. And then she got down to my level and just started crying. And I was like, and my mom just goes, "What's happening?" Oh. She starts snapping photos again. And it was just this is the funniest reaction thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And then I just held the ring for a while because she didn't know what to do. And she kept standing up and coming down and then hugging me and letting go. And then I was so...
Yeah, was there ever a yes at all said?
I was so will you? And then she's like, yeah, of course. And I was I took it out to put it on, and I'm death gripping it because she's hugging me so much.
Yeah.
We're on the side of this cliff right here. It's oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it worked out. It was fantastic.
That's awesome. Well, congrats, guys. And I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be another fucking, party and a half, because you got now you, Nolly. Fucking let's go. Everybody's growing up.
That's right.
But, all right, so playoff happened.
Yeah.
Gotta say, were you expecting them to actually pull this off, to get this whole playoff done?
I mean, after the first couple weeks, I was yeah. I mean, it seemed like they had a good way of doing it. They tested everybody every week. Nobody left the bubble. And nobody came into the bubble besides the families during the conference finals. But I'm sure they probably quarantined everybody almost on their way to the conference finals. They probably had them quarantined and then brought them in.
Yeah, they had to do the 14-day quarantine, and then they could only come in if they were already in Canada. So nobody from the States was allowed to go.
Well, yeah, that makes sense though too, because Canada's not allowing Americans unless it's for business, maybe. I don't know. But nobody's allowing Americans because we're too good at the virus.
Fucking everything up. Yeah, I know when I first got kind of announced, I was yeah, let's go. But at the same time, I'm NHL is not the greatest at actually planning and having stuff go correctly, but well done. Got to give them the props.
Yeah, they did it great. NFL has issues already, and the baseball had tons of issues at the start of their season, and I'm just really glad that they pulled it off. I said, I feel
baseball. Cubs about to get knocked out by a team that I don't even think played the full 60-game schedule because they were like missed like fucking a shit ton of games for being like a COVID hotspot. But that's another sport, another podcast. Like,
yeah, seriously, that's not our podcast here. So we started a new podcast. It's about the Cubs. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, no, like I said, like after like the first couple of weeks, I was just like, yeah, they pretty much got this nailed down. Like the guys are just having a great time spending it with all the boys. You know, like they have like a ton of amenities and just beers with the boys.
Then what we kind of like during our hiatus, there was like a story that came up that the Capitals like gave two shits about actually playing hockey, that they're just treated as like another vacation. Like a vacation.
Really
there was
funny.
reports saying that they were like showing up to games hungover, like qualifying round games hungover. They were fucking just drinking, hanging out by the pool and all that kind of stuff.
I can see that.
It's like, how can you not though?
They have like a strange group of like older and younger guys, don't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot like Jacob Verana and like maybe like his crew of guys were probably like, let's fucking rage.
Oh my god.
Wait, you know what's fuck man? Pat Maroon's a back-to-back Stanley Cup champion.
Dude, that's insane. Did you see?
It's the first time since 1961 a guy has won back-to-back Stanley Cups with two different teams.
Man, Pat Maroon. Who would have thunk? Who would have?
Yeah, right.
Did you see that clip that came out with him and Laine? Him and Laine mic'd up, and Laine goes, "You know, you're fat," and he goes, "I may be chubby, but I'm effective."
Dude, he's fucking hilarious. And he only had like a 1-year deal probably, right?
Yeah.
So I'm putting my money on him going to either Dallas so that he doesn't eliminate them from the playoffs for a third year in a row, or he goes to Vegas so that they can eliminate Dallas next year.
Oh my god. I mean, at this point, you have to just like, if you're him, I would just keep taking 1-year tickets and just going to like the favorites.
Jeez.
Like,
I honestly like how much I gotta look up how much he got paid. I gotta look it up because he's effective. And also, like, how sick is it that Steven Stamkos came in for 2.5 minutes and scored a fucking goal in the
not even just a goal, a fucking snipe.
Yeah,
like
it's just he's unbelievable. It was a fun playoffs to watch, especially since Boston lost early and St. Louis lost early, and I was like, oh, thank God, my nightmares cannot happen again. But man, oh man, let's see. So Patrick Maroon, oh shit, now I gotta click on his name.
Yeah, because he's already off the team, and
as soon as that happened, by the way, Cap Friendly, I fucking love you. Your website's the best. I surf Cap Friendly like on a daily basis.
Oh yeah,
for no reason at all.
It's just
so he signed a 1-year ticket for $900,000. And last year was a 1-year ticket for 1.75. I gotta feel like it's gonna go up, you know. I don't think he's gonna be cheap as shit again.
Unless he wants to go for that back-to-back, he signed like a real cheap ticket with the team because all the teams flat cap, not gonna have much room to work with.
Go to the Islanders. They got a speedy team that could use a big body. I'm excited for the offseason. It's going to be so quick.
There's so much to talk about it too. It's like it's a quick turnaround. It's Tuesday's the draft, and 3 days after that first round, it's the free agency starts. I mean, have they like confirmed when they're starting the season, or is it like, are they shooting for December 1st or?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything, but I haven't really looked it up either. But I thought it was like mid-December, early January is what they're going for.
It would be kind of cool to see the Winter Classic be the first game of the year.
Yeah, that would be sick. Are they still doing that? Like,
I don't know.
I doubt it, because the whole thing is to bring in as many fans as possible. Yeah. But is there anything that you wanted to talk about in the playoffs before we like start talking more off-season stuff?
So here, this actually works. We got one really good Riding Pine question that I think it's like kind of a hot button issue with people talking about the Stanley Cups and the playoff, and actually all the sports with the shortened season. So we got a Riding Pine question. I'm going to insert the audio right here.
You're riding the pine pony, pal.
And so this one came from our website. It was anonymous. I wish you would put your name because this is an awesome question. So who gets the biggest asterisk on the Stanley Cup? The Tampa Bay Lightning as a whole or Steven Stamkos?
Oh, man. I don't think there's an asterisk at all. I think it was a definitely a tough one to come back and win. And I think it's kind of shitty that you could see it as like an asterisk for Stamkos because he's been with that team for 12 years at this point.
He's the
He's
heart and
been
soul of that team.
yeah.
He's literally like the Seabrook of that team. Like the guy off, no matter what, even off the ice, he's the leader. I mean, he's the captain, obviously, but he's seen as that guy that they can go to and keep everybody in line and to get them motivated and all that kind of stuff. And it's such a cliche, and I know we say it a lot because a lot of our captains are guys that contribute more than just skill wise, but it's like he is so much better at being a captain, like for what he can offer the team off the ice too, as he is on the ice, which is incredible. Like it's hard to say because how good of a player he is on the ice.
He was also probably one of the more deserving players of the Cup with when you're counting deserving players right now, he was probably one of the top ones too. And I mean, the team isn't the same without him all these 12 years, And the crazy thing is, because they won it without him, imagine they have him a full season again. Like last year, they had an insane season. They just got, shat the bed in the playoffs. And then this year they were like, no, we're not going to do that again. But could you imagine if they did the playoffs again this year with Stamkos though? They could have just swept everybody probably.
Oh yeah.
There would have been no chance in hell for these teams, especially with how dirty that power play can be.
Oh God, I'm trying to find.
Christ, Victor Hedman, unbelievable fucking playoffs.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something really quick about Stamkos that I saw Steve Dangle tweet out.
I mean,
here we go.
I was gonna say, just to answer the kind of question though, if it had to be an asterisk on anything, it would probably have to be on Stamkos.
It would have, yeah, because First about the Stamkos, why it's a tough break for him, his whole career. 2010 Olympic snub, he scores 51 goals. 2011 Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Final, face broken, loses. 2014 Olympic lock, breaks his leg. 2015 Stanley Cup Final, Tampa Bay's top goal scorer, and their goalie gets hurt, losing 6-2. I don't know what team that was.
I don't know. The Nashville Predators.
Yeah. 2018, another year that he probably would have been Olympic lock. NHL is not allowed in the Olympics. Last year, first place, he was swept round 1. This year, out 6.5 months, including 3 in the bubble, returns for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals and scores in that game. Then he's out again. The dude just does not catch a break at all.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he would have to have the asterisk, and if you had to put one, I don't think he does. He made the requirements that needed to be on the cup. Anybody saying that he didn't even deserve to lift that cup up, he should have let Hedman do it or something like that. I think that's ridiculous. That's not even an option.
I think if you ask any of those players either, they would be like, yeah, Stamkos lifts it first.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's the reason that they all fucking fight as hard as they do as well.
And then
he just seems like that kind of amazing kind of player,
Yeah, I mean he's friends with a guy that was on our show, Frank from Hockey Illuminati, and I messaged him and I asked him because I was curious before the final start. I go, if they win this cup without Stamkos, do you think that hurts his repetition? Does it take him down a notch in the books of everybody and all that kind of stuff? And he said essentially what we're saying, he is such a good person and what he means to that team off the rink, you just can't even go by it. So, I mean, if anybody deserves to lift that cup up, even if only playing 2 minutes and 47 seconds, it would
scoring a goal.
Yeah, right. But then people talking the whole argument about it, should these championships have asterisk this year for all sports? There was one tweet that kind of went viral after the game. I'm not even gonna say the guy's name, doesn't deserve it. Not as difficult to win a cup when there's no road games, no travel. Still a difficult thing to win it all. Tampa gave lots of sweat and blood to make this happen, but let's not compare bubble hockey with the real thing. Barclay Goodrow replied, "You tried going through what we went through, not seeing our families for months, living in a hotel for 60 plus days, 24 teams that had a chance, no home ice advantage for either, but hey, say what you want." This, I think, is the hardest Stanley Cup. This was probably the hardest Stanley Cup to win, I think.
Yeah. I think it's pretty much up there. I mean, the other cool things about it, too, are, the records that were set during these playoffs that, will never be broken. Vasilevsky's won the most playoff games in a single, playoff season.
Yeah.
with 18 wins. Like, that's not going to happen again unless they change the playoff format or something like this happens. Like, hopefully it never happens again. Well, Bennington, five fucking playoff losses in a series. I don't know what it was, but I remember that was really funny.
Darn, poor guy.
Just all the great records that probably won't be broken. But I don't know, man. Yeah, it's tough. Like, you can't say that it's going to be easier because there's no like home ice advantage. There's no road like fans when there's no fans. You're not even like, you're not home. You're basically on the road for like 2.5 months. That's what you are. And it's just
living in hotel beds. Like, you don't get, you have 2+ months of some of these. I mean, I'm sure they put nice hotel beds in there, but there's still a difference of sleeping in a hotel bed and your own bed. Like,
but you're living in a bubble. You're essentially living in a cage. Like, you can't go anywhere. You can't just like go travel or go get some air outside, and like, you can't leave the bubble. Like, that's insane. Like, you start to go crazy. Like, when we quarantined at the start of everything, you were supposed to stay inside for 2 weeks. And I was starting to go crazy after that.
Yeah.
Like, 2.5 months of not being able to go like more than like 300 feet from your room or whatever. I don't know. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. You can't talk about that. No road games. They're all road games. Like, I don't know. I think that good on these guys. Definitely stronger men than most, because it's like just that fact they're away from their families for that long. I don't know many people that would be able to do that. I mean, you had a couple players leave just because of stuff that came up, but it's tough. And I guess the last thing I want to, two things. One, the biggest disappointment of the whole thing was that they didn't put in booze during the trophy presentation with Bettman. Yeah, that they missed an opportunity. Like, that would have been like just probably the cherry on top of the sundae for this whole playoff situation.
I thought he said he was going to do that.
I know. I thought so too.
It's like, that would have been so funny. But either way, it was really funny though when he was like putting the like being like, oh, Stanley Cup champions are like them, because he held the mic and he was just like saying something to somebody, but he still held the mic up to somebody. You're like, what is he like? Put the mic down, bud. Like,
yeah. Oh man, he just knows that he's got probably a few more fans now because he was able to pull this off, and he did a great job. And he's like, oh, they probably want to boo me anyways, but no, we would have booed you. So then I guess my last question for the about this whole playoffs before we switch it over. Do you want to see them adapt to this type of playoff format?
No. I want just the regular 16. I wish they would just go back to the reseeding like this one was. Like that. I don't like the divisional like bullshit, because you get the 2 top teams end up playing each other in the second round, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
I like that better, but no, I wouldn't want them to fucking do 24 teams with a round robin and like a 5-game wild card play in. Like, that's way too much. There's 31 teams in the league. You don't need 7 to not make it.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really cool concept. They got creative. It was awesome to see, but it's one of those things that, I would not be upset if we never saw it ever again. Yeah. So fingers crossed, no more pandemics in the world.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Do you got any final thoughts on playoffs and anything like that?
No, but I got a thought on off season.
All right.
Lightning.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Since they did it all without Steven Stamkos, do you think he's expendable? When it comes down to it, they have $5.3 million right now in projected cap space.
How many guys they have signed? Or how many, like?
Right now they have 15 signed. The big guys they don't have signed that are RFAs are Anthony Chiarelli and Mikhail Sergachev.
Ooh, that's a big one right there.
And there's no way in hell they're gonna get Bogosian or Shattenkirk on like those cheap ass deals when they just got from like their bought out deals.
Doesn't Vasilevsky go from like a 3.5 to like a 9.6?
He's at 9.5.
9.5.
Yeah, 9.5.
Yeah. He like went up $6 million or something like that.
Bro, yeah, I think so. He's making more than Stamkos.
I mean,
He's making
Yeah,
Kucherov money.
if you have to move anybody, like if anybody on that team is expendable, and that's just it just completely contradicts everything we just said about how
No, I
important he is
know,
to the
but when
team.
you get like you then you look at it like the team did it without him.
Yeah.
He's 30. He's got 4 years left on his deal. If you need money and you just did it without him, even though like, did you really do it all without him? Like, I'm sure he had some sort of part in it. Like, he's been there the whole time.
Yeah, I mean he's been there, but it's like the morale role, not the
Yeah,
on ice stuff. I mean, yeah, I would say he is expendable.
I think if I'm any other kind of team that has a little bit of cap space, and
Maybe like a bubble,
I'm probably asking about Steven Stamkos,
like a bubble team, maybe.
possibly
Like, yeah, because I don't think a team that's like, I don't think an Arizona or an Ottawa or anything like that's gonna be.
like an Islanders.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh God.
Season's going to be so interesting. So interesting. Flat
It's like
cap.
you
A lot
play,
of teams
yeah,
don't
you
have
play,
any fucking thing.
and then it's like I know it's another off season from now, but it's like this whole flat cap thing too. Everybody's like, "Oh man, Seattle's not going to be able to fleece all the teams because they learned from Vegas." Huh? Nope, flat cap. These teams are going to get desperate.
Yeah, yep.
Like,
Guess who's got cap space? Seattle. Well, that's the thing that we've already started seeing is like Detroit is fully prepared to literally weaponize their cap space. And like I think that was a pretty good deal that they did. They got a second and Mark Stahl for nothing because Mark Stahl only has 1 year left on his deal at 5.7. Like the Rangers also, by the way, are just being like fuck everything that's over 29 years old.
yeah, I mean that's I guess we can talk about that really quick.
Yeah, dude, I'm all over the place. It's a
No,
lot to
that's
talk
fine,
about.
yeah.
But yeah, no. So one thing, if we want to get rid of Seabrook or something like that to
Yeah.
save money, you're looking at a team like Detroit, and I don't think Detroit's going to be too nice to Chicago and be like, yeah, just like we'll take a second. Like,
Yeah.
no.
You were talking. I mean, talking about the Hawks, what they need to do because they are. It's no secret. I mean, it's the story of the last 10, 15 years now. Absolute cap hell.
Love it.
Hawks, I think have like 7.9 in cap space.
Yeah, it's 7.830.
Yeah, we have to sign. I mean, Crawford's a RF or not an RFA. He's a free agent.
Are we doing Hawks talk right now?
Yeah, let's do Hawks talk. Might as well.
Hawks talk. Hawks.
So Crawford's a UFA. Malcolm Subban's an RFA. Cuckoo's an RFA. Kubelik's an RFA. Strom's an RFA. Kajula's an RFA. So, all right, Tanner, how would you sign all those guys for only $7 million? Go.
Give them all minor league deals. And I say, take it or leave it.
Well, Crawford got offered 1 year, $3.5 million.
Yeah, and he might not take it.
He didn't like that.
He might test the free agency. So then I'm saying, hey, Henrik Lundqvist, you want to come in and play for us for a year for $1 million?
If we were legitimately like a team that was a cup contender, I think he would.
Yeah, but we're not.
But yeah, but here's my thing though too. So Crawford I don't know if he was insulted. He just didn't. He felt like he deserved more than that what he got, the 1 year 3.5. The Hawks then apparently kicked the tires on Kemper.
Oh yeah,
in Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Who's got 2 years at 4.25. So,
well, that's probably if they're going to be taking some cap back in like that.
Yeah. So, but
trade.
here's my question: if you're hellbent on giving Crawford like at least 1 more year, why not just give him that extra $1 million to see if he like?
That's not it. It's not just because it's 4.25 versus 3.5. It would be. I'm sure they're trading like an asset where it would be like you get Kemper and we're trading them like our first and like Dahan or Mata or something like that.
Again.
Like, yeah, give him back Strome. No, because Strome doesn't have any cap right now.
No, I know. It doesn't make sense for me like to go on and I don't know why. I just think they want to keep Crawford. I just think that they would do give the cap hit that they would take, and then hopefully D'Elia and whoever, maybe if they could get that goalie in the draft.
Yeah, here I'm gonna go with
My initial thought
how do I sign everybody real quick?
My initial thought when that rumor first came out was a lot better than what it is now. I probably should have wrote down what I was thinking at that time, because it's like 3 weeks ago.
Let's see. For Cuckoo, I say if you want him back on the team, you probably offer him like a 1 or 2 year $1 million deal.
Yeah. I mean, he proved.
just,
I think he earned a spot. I think.
Yeah, I'm just saying because like in 2 years, there's a decent amount of money coming off if like the team ends up staying the same. I don't know, but like I think right now, like target number 1 would be Kubalik, and I would offer him like a 3-4 year deal around 4.5.
Do you give him like a DeBrincat type bridge, like 3-year deal, 4-year deal?
He's 25, so he wouldn't be
right,
an RFA in 3 years. He would be like it would be like a 1-year deal for him to possibly still be an RFA. Strome would be like a 3-year deal, but if I did Strome, I would only do like $2 million, and then if he doesn't sign it, you basically qualify him, and then if anybody wants to fucking toss out an offer sheet, you see what that's going to be worth, and you probably just take the picks. I don't know. Like I feel like Strome's going to be, if anything, like Kirby Doc is getting so much better so quickly that
Strome's replaceable.
He's going to be a third line center.
Yeah.
And if I don't really think if he's going to want around 4 million plus as a third line center, it's like it would be a better timeline if it was like Taves was declining so much that he's going to become the third line center sooner than that, then it would work. But Taves still would be like a first, second line center for the next 3 years.
I think Taves is still going to be, at least the rest of this contract, he's a top 6 center. Like he'll be in the top 2. Yeah.
And Strome, I just don't think like he's not on the first line power play. He wouldn't be in the top 6. Like I don't think he should get more than like $2 million.
And I don't know if I was Bowman, I would try to get him to sign like a prove it deal. Like, okay,
yeah,
you had one
exactly.
good year. You had one good year when we brought you in. You had one honestly forgot half the time he was on that team because he was unimpressive this last season.
Yeah, I mean, DeBrincat kind of did the same thing. They both just had that kind of a year, and it's really shitty that they did it at the same time.
Yeah,
but they didn't help each other like they did the year before, really.
I mean, Strome's got that history too of like kind of just not being that guy. I mean, I don't know if it's just because he was the 3rd overall during the McDavid draft, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just because that draft was so high expectations there or something, but I don't know. He just never seems like he was going to be that guy or that top tier end player. But I don't know. So I think the only out of all the RFAs that we have to sign, you have to make Kubalik the priority.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
I think if they need to move anything, I think they would move Saad. As much as like I would love to keep Saad, but I don't think we are able to keep Saad after this year. He's already at a $6 million contract, and he's only 27. Makes the most sense.
Yeah, and he had a great bounce back year this past year. Like he looked good. Like it would suck to move him, but that $6 million right there would do so much more for this team.
If you package us like a fucking Saad in our first, we might be able to move up in the draft. But I mean,
how is the buyout window still open, or?
I'm sure it is.
Because I know there was talks about Mata and Zach Smith, who again, just looking at cap friendly, I just remember he was on that team.
Oh, Zach Smith.
Yeah. There's just so much like, I don't want to call them dead weight, but it's just guys that they don't have a role on this team, but we can't do anything with them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Mata's getting paid for like a top 4 defenseman, and I don't think he's really a top 4 defenseman. I think he's like a 5th, 6th kind of guy.
That was a Pittsburgh signed deal, right? That wasn't us that
Yeah.
signed him that?
No, that
Okay.
was Pittsburgh. It was just Cahoon for him straight up,
Yeah.
I think, unless it was a pick or something
I think there was
involved.
a pick in there. So,
Oh, is that why we have oh wait, what's this second rounder that we have? Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say we have Pittsburgh's second rounder, but that second round pick that we got, that's Pittsburgh's, is the one that we got in the Laner trade with Vegas.
So we got
Pittsburgh gave that pick to Vegas as future considerations for and like take Fleury instead of Murray.
Yeah.
And then they gave us that pick when we traded them Laner.
Yeah. We traded Cahoon and 2019 5th round pick, which was originally Tampa Bay's 151st overall.
151st.
Yeah, one. I stuttered there. My bad.
That was a good one. I like that number. It's a good number.
One.
Yeah, like this is gonna be. I mean, this is the fun part of the year, man. Shit's got to get creative, and like I said, you might be seeing some of these guys might not even get a deal because maybe we have to move them to a team like Detroit.
Yeah, draft deadline trade. And are you concerned at all that there really hasn't been any like news that Kubelik's been talking with, the Hawks? Like there's been no RFA, and none of these RFAs. I don't think I've heard anything about negotiations.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Hawks might just be waiting to see if there's any deals to be made during the draft.
Yeah.
And then they can kind of see where they are money-wise, like when the re-signing phase comes in. But I don't know. It's I wish I knew. It's kind of like the thing where like players are unfit to play. It's like I really wish I knew what they were.
What does that mean? Like, why do you keep saying that?
What does it mean?
But so while we're waiting for RFA news, Bowman goes and does a Bowman move. So totally stop if you heard me this one before. Stan Bowman traded for a former Blackhawk.
That's right.
Brandon
former
Peary.
Blackhawk, great.
Brandon Peary comes over from Vegas in exchange for Dylan Sakura. So I think it's safe to say you and Dice win that bet. There's no way he's going to score 5 goals as a Blackhawk.
Yeah, it was fucking safe to say it. If there was a full 82-game season, like
he's going to go off. If he cracks that roster, he's going to go off for 50 goals. Like, watch it.
We looked this up already. He's going to be playing for the Henderson Silver Knights, and he's going to be there for a while. Like, I don't think he cracks that lineup. He's so small. I
don't get it. I don't get what that move was for.
I think it's more of like a depth thing. Like if we have any injuries, Brandon Peary is not bad. At least he can fucking score. No, it's not bad. Yeah, he could score. You know who can't score? Dylan Sakura. You literally gave out a guy that can't score at the NHL level for a guy that only can score and doesn't get assists.
It's so funny that Peary, like when he got traded from us the first time, he pretty much went to Bowman and said, "Play me or trade me," and then whoop, he's gone.
And so I mean, I honestly think we win the trade.
I mean, I have no problem with him. I didn't understand it at the time, but then it's talking about the RFAs and all that kind of stuff. He's a good guy you can plug into one of those guys' spots that if we can't bring him back. So I mean, and he's only
$775,000 too.
Yeah, it's real cheap.
We also we also have that one guy coming in, Pius Suter is going to be coming in this season too. This season as well. And there's that Mate Chalupa.
Batman.
Yeah.
Chalupa Batman.
Like that's the thing. Like it's a cap-strapped year, and I feel like as much as it would suck, I think Kubalik is number one goal. We have $7 million to sign Kubalik, and like I think 4.5 is good. Maybe 2 years, 4.5, and then that's when, like I said before, with Cuckoo, is like a bunch of money comes off the books. Unless you make like deals beforehand, then he can get more, especially since like it's just one season, 30 goals. Like hopefully he can do it again next year, like then he kind of gives himself more money if he just does like a 2-year deal.
It's going to be like a Panarin situation.
Yeah. And the thing with like, I like Kajula, but Kajula is an energy guy, and you kind of get that with a lot of AHL guys too. That like maybe they don't have as much of a scoring touch, but like they're out there to bang, and like they know they're not going to score. They're going to just go
And
fucking be energy as shit.
and don't
And then
forget we have Shaw.
Strome,
We have Shaw
yeah,
too. That is the
yeah,
same. He was
exactly.
the same player.
And then you got Strome. Like I said, like I think you offer him a deal, and if he doesn't take it, you just say, okay, we'll see what happens. And you got these other guys that you just signed in the offseason that are on cheap deals from Europe, and you're like, okay, well now you have there's an extra roster spot right here. Like you guys fucking fight for it. Let's see, like this Pius Tudor guy is apparently a center as well. So like, hey,
Yeah,
there's a third line center spot open if you are looking to be basically the next Kubalik. Like,
it's a little tough though. Like as much as I'm excited for these guys, like I think their game could translate well to the NHL and fit the Hawks, especially what they're doing, because I mean our European and overseas scouts do an awesome job. The only thing I'd be concerned about is if we're putting too much into that young, unproven basket of the overseas player.
but we
That's
don't
and
have like that much of a risk. It's not like
no,
we're like
yeah,
a bubble team or a championship team. We're kind of like on the bubble of a bubble team.
right,
Like that's what we were literally 23 out of 24 teams in the playoffs.
right,
Like
yeah.
it's not like we were just outside looking in. We were pretty
What
far
can
outside
we?
and got lucky. But what I was mentioning before, like before we started recording, was like I can also almost see like if we try and trade up in the draft, like giving up our 17th, giving up the signing rights to like Strome, and then maybe somebody like Bowden, where you kind of give them like a forward and like a defensive prospect that are kind of around the same age, and our first. I like, and depending on what team it is, like I don't know, like I could see some teams going for that, and then maybe we can draft that fucking goalie, or we get somebody even better.
That goal is gonna be good though.
Yeah,
He's a full
he's
rating
he's
too,
not gonna
right?
he's not gonna step right in though. That's
No,
the
he's
thing.
not.
Like
That's the
that's not.
thing. Yeah, but it's like if there was a, I mean, if this is the time, I feel like we should have taken the shot at trying to find our future goalie like maybe 3 years ago.
Mhm.
But if there's a time to do it, now's the time. Like when we're in that transition period and all that kind of stuff. Like that kid is
Absolutely.
filthy. What was his name again?
Oh, Askarov.
Yes, Askarov. Yeah, and he's like he's a weird goalie too. Catches with his right hand. Or yeah,
It's even weirder.
yeah. Like
Oh, I forgot we have that Wyatt Kalanick kid coming in too. The Flyers prospect that we signed.
oh yeah.
We have a lot of defensive prospects, and so I can see them easily trading somebody. And I just really hope that the only ones that are super protected are Boqvist and Ian Mitchell.
Yeah.
Because I'm so excited for when Boqvist becomes like an NHL regular and is basically the offensive like forward, and then Ian Mitchell comes in and is basically the next Duncan Keith, where he's playing both sides of the ice and he's out there for 90 minutes in a 60-minute game. It's gonna be great.
That's like
But
the other thing
yeah,
too. It's like we're getting to that point too that they need to trust these younger defensemen to step up. Like they need to not be like, okay, well, okay, this didn't go right. Keith, get out there, kind of thing. It's like, no, you got to let these
yeah,
kids
they're
experience
gonna
it.
make mistakes.
Keith really needs to kind of like step. I know he's not going to, and he won't, but he almost needs to step back to like that second pairing, possibly even a third pairing, and like come up when you really need him type of situation to like let these kids test the waters and then like get that experience, because when they're sitting behind, like sitting in the third pairing game, third pairing minutes, they're never going to get the chance they need to get NHL ready.
Just getting super sheltered and everything. Like having if you have Boqvist on that first line power play, then it's you let them do it. You don't just like give them like 2 chances in a game. Like you let them do it. You let them get comfortable there, and I'm sure you see a lot of shit. Like we were seeing it last year. He was doing just a fake slap shot pass back door, and it was just like Boqvist looks like he's like a natural out there, and then you don't see him, and you're just like, oh, where'd he go? Oh, he had a couple bad plays, so now he's sitting the bench. It's like you got to realize it's gonna happen. The young guys are gonna make bad plays, but you can't just fucking pull
This
the
is to do
chain
it.
on
Yeah,
them.
this is the year to do it. Like I said, it's a good. We're in the transition period. It's the time to make mistake. It's not like we have a Stanley Cup that we have. It's like it's ours to lose type of situation. You gotta
Yeah.
let these kids go, and Carlton's gotta let the kids play. if it's Colleton, even who gets to make that call.
I think, yeah, I mean, if anything, he would have been fired already. He's definitely going to be staying in there.
No, I mean like Bowman,
Oh, you-
puppet master, like
Oh,
my
gotcha,
coach.
gotcha.
I'm telling you how to set the lineup type of thing. Like,
Makes sense.
but
But yeah, I mean, it's always exciting, even if it's going to be probably a shitty year again. Like, hey, we made the playoffs this year. Like, we knocked out fucking McDavid and Draisaitl.
it's just so weird.
I didn't say the Edmonton Oilers. We just knocked out McDavid and Draisaitl. That's what that team is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But yeah, like we just has like some shitty fucking deals, man. Like that's what happens.
Yeah, so frustrating.
It is. But it's the craziest thing because we have nothing over. I mean, we have one deal over 3 years from now, and that's Seabrook.
And
So,
that's even, and does he get buried in LTIR, or do we try to find like Ottawa to possibly take him?
I think he comes, and like that's the other thing. Like I'm saying, we have all these like defensive prospects. Like maybe you give Seabrook and a defensive prospect. You basically pull a Teravainen, but like not with our best prospect.
Right.
I really hope we don't do that. Like, hey Ottawa, here we'll give you Seabrook we'll give you Doc if you take Seabrook. It's like
Yeah.
No.
I don't think Ottawa would take that. I don't think Eugene is in the right mind place to accept that.
Unless Seabrook's contract is fully front loaded, and he pays like almost no real dollars. Oh my god!
It is so crazy.
He's already got his signing bonus probably paid, so he only needs $1 million this year, and then it's $6 million, $5 million, 4.5.
Their contracts are so weird, man.
Yeah, it's funny shit.
But it's great to know, like, because I know looking at like the fucking Time Hop app, and it's like, oh yeah, hockey season's back, everything's bright in the world, and it's like, well, it's at least it's getting replaced with free agency and the draft and all the like the second best part of like the NHL stuff. Third best part of the season.
Sweet, is it the draft is just next week, right?
Next Tuesday.
Oh my god, it feels so weird. It's
right?
Like the finals just ended, and then you get to like basically stretch back, and then you're like, all right, draft time.
And then what the fuck? Then you got 2 days of like roster baiting to whatever you get drafted. And then free agency starts. And
oh my god, it's gonna be so great.
And there's some.
It's gonna be insane because there's gonna have to be trades. Like there's so many teams that like are going to have to trade players, and there's teams like Ottawa and Detroit, and who the fuck else? Oh my god, there's another team that's just like down at the bottom, the Sabres. Oh god. They all have 30+ million in cap space.
The Sabres, Arizona, who says basically if you want anybody in our roster that's over the age of 25, send them an offer. Like, I feel so bad for those 20 fans that they have out there.
I would feel so good if I was a player on their team that's over 25. I'd be like, yes, somebody offer for me.
But I mean, like this free agency is going to be so interesting because it's like, I mean, there's some big names. I mean, you got Lundqvist, Bufflin, Bobby Ryan.
Yeah, but Bufflin still might not be coming back.
Right. Yeah. Bobby
also,
Ryan.
I like how you said Bobby Ryan is a big name. Yeah,
he is
if this was 2010, like 20, like
I don't know. I think he still is a big name, especially with this story that he's coming back from and all that kind of stuff. I think he's making a name for himself again. Petrangelo, and also Cap Friendly has him ranked number 3 on the list.
Well, it's just not. Nah, it's by salary cap.
Brett Holtby, Taylor Hall, Crawford, Mika Koivu, who was not a big name, but it's a surprise and buyout right there.
He might not even play. I'm pretty sure.
Tyson Barrie.
Wait, he didn't get bought out. He's just not getting re-signed.
Oh, no.
No, he's just not getting re-signed. Minnesota just came out and were like,
gotcha.
We're moving on.
Gotcha. Okay. Same thing with Craig Anderson. Ottawa's moving on from him.
Yeah.
Hey,
crazy.
Roll $1 million offer to Lundqvist, $1 million offer to Anderson, and have the RPR 1-2.
That's actually not a terrible idea. I'm not even kidding. That's not a terrible idea at all. Like, Craig Anderson's not terrible.
No,
like Ottawa's just bad. Also, Craig Anderson used to play for the Hawks. If you want to get the band back together,
He's from Chicago. I mean, he's from Chicago, isn't
didn't
he? Or he's
oh,
from
he got-
Illinois at least.
he's from Park Ridge,
Yeah.
but he was on the Hawks. When the fuck was he on the Hawks? I thought he was on the Hawks. I swear to God,
he
on the Hawks.
was. It was like the dark years. It was like right before.
Okay.
It was like right when Crawford, I think, was starting to come up. Like
It doesn't even
Crawford was
show.
drafted.
Where's his fucking? It doesn't even show his contract history. What? Oh my God, cat friendly. Why do you do this to me? All right. Either way.
Just
Oh, you know what?
crazy.
He was probably because he signed. It's fine.
Oh,
It's fine. It's okay. Yeah, Craig Anderson used to play for the Hawks.
06.
He's got a total of 56 games played for the Hawks. So we could make it 57 plus.
I honestly, I wouldn't hate that. I mean,
That literally, okay, like we said, 7.8. 2 million, boom, there we go. So then we got 5.8, and that's Kuku, Kubalik, Kajula, Strome.
and you know a contract's getting moved. How it gets moved, we don't know, but you have to be an idiot not to think that one of these contracts on our books getting moved, whether it's a Zach Smith, Ali Mata, Assad.
Jimmy Howard's also up too.
Jimmy Howard, yeah.
But I would honestly, like, I would throw $1 million contracts at every
Goalie.
that's like, fuck, I'd even throw a 3.5 at Anton Khudobin.
Does
But I'm sure he gets a deal before he even gets to free agency.
just seeing like the behind the scenes of him during this playoff in the bubble, I would love to have that guy on the Hawks just to get like Blackhawk TV of him, like that video of him laughing like with the guy like.
Oh yeah.
Way. Oh my God, I was dying. He's such a weird. He is the definition like of why would you say goalies are weird? Dobie.
Yeah, watch him. He's like he's just such a typical Russian. I just expect him to always be walking around in an Adidas tracksuit like all the time. It's the best. But yeah, so goalies I would throw $1 million at.
Lundqvist can have some cool Hawks pads too.
Lundqvist, yeah. I'd throw $1 million at Anderson. I would laugh if somehow so last year I don't even know how they got Lehner for $5 million because I was like, what? He just was a Vezina finalist, but okay. So just throw Holtby a 3.5 like deal. 1 year, 3.5.
This might be the year to do it because you know what? How many of these guys that can say, you know what? I can take 2-3 years while we wait for this cap to go back up, play so I can just, make my money and then cash out for the big time.
But all right, so going back to like the big UFAs that you were talking about, there is like Torrey Krug is going to be. No, he's 29.
No shit. Why did I? Okay, I misread something then.
Dude, he's been in the league.
No,
for
he's trading. No, yeah,
while.
he's straight. They're talking about trading his rights, and I always when I hear that, I automatically think RFA. But no,
you only get like a 5th or 6th or 7th for that, and that's only to be like, okay, now we can offer you an 8-year deal. I don't even know if that's right. I think it's
Florida, I guess, was big in play on trying to get his rights. Just signing rights.
Let's see, Mike Hoffman's a big name. Fucking wait, is Galchenyuk still? Jesus Christ, what a shit show. What else? Tyson Berry, if you just want a forward playing defense for whatever reason. Wayne Simmons, Sammy Botnin's not terrible.
I actually wouldn't mind a Wayne Simmons either for like a really like good price.
Wayne Simmons, no, dude. Wayne Simmons, I don't understand why he just doesn't want to get paid. He had a fucking 5-year deal at less than $4 million. He's just a bruising kind of guy. And then he signs a 1-year deal, $5 million, 1 year, $5 million.
Well, I mean, his style of play is like going out the window, though.
He also signed it with Jersey, and they got traded to Buffalo
because Buffalo thought they had a chance to make the playoffs.
That's true. Just think, like,
God, what a piece of shit organization.
You know what? Let's fucking sort by goals. Who had the most goals? Hoffman, Dadnoff, Toffoli, Craig Smith, Nemesnikov, Carl Soderberg, Granlund, Hall.
Does Hoffman get like a bad rep still because of his girlfriend or his fiance or whoever that was? That whole Carlson situation.
They weren't together anymore. But I don't know. I don't really. I don't deal with
I just wonder if that really ever that kind of stuff comes in play with that.
Ooh, Joe Thornton's a free agent too.
He's gonna sign. He's got his blank check.
Oh yeah, in San Jose.
San Jose, which I don't know why he would go there again because they're not going to compete.
Bring
he wants
back
a cup.
Gustafson. Bring back Gustafson.
Joe Thornton signs with Boston.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Then they get to the cup. Then somehow San Jose makes a run, goes to the cup versus Boston, and San Jose beats Boston.
I don't know how
like
it's such a shitty year. I don't know how any of these older guys are gonna like find any money anywhere unless it's like cheaper deals. Because like teams are gonna be like, we're not gonna throw a ton of money at an older player when we have younger guys that we need to sign pretty soon.
What do you think of Taylor Hall does? Like he truly gets screwed in this situation. Like
Taylor Hall goes to Buffalo. Taylor Hall in Buffalo with fucking Jack Eichel though.
Jack Eichel's asking for a trade.
Yeah, or Taylor Hall. He's actually the one behind the desk just making the calls. He's like, "Hey Taylor." He's like, "Who's this?" It's Jack. Fucking who's Jack? It's Ike's, man. I'm signing you. That'd be hilarious.
God. I know how bad, like I always think how bad the Hawks have it right now with their cap situation, all that kind of stuff. But then I feel like, well, then there's Buffalo, and there's Arizona, and then there's Ottawa, and it could be so much worse.
Fucking gotta love it. Gotta love it. I just can't wait. I could talk about possibilities during free agency and like drafting. Always love talking about drafting.
So what day is the 9th?
I don't know.
Let's see. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
The 9th?
So the 9th is next Friday.
Is that when free agency opens?
Or
is that
it opens. Yeah,
okay.
That's when the free agency opens. So
and the draft is on the 6th, right?
Yes, it's on Tuesday.
Okay. And did you see that the NHL sent every first round draft pick, like all of the teams' hats? Just in case. Like they sent Lafreniere all the teams' hats.
Yeah.
If for whatever reason the Rangers trade it, which honestly, if I'm a team that kind of like Ottawa or something like that, and the Rangers don't super need Lafreniere, and you can make the Rangers a little bit better right now, and maybe give them a lot of shit.
That's what I wanted to see.
I would fucking totally do it.
The Rangers have like $12 million in cap space. That's just on buyout.
Yeah, but that's only how many this year though. Too.
Is it only this year?
Well, this year's $12 million, and it goes down to $4 million next year.
So by the time that all their buyout history is like done,
yeah, they have a 3-year buyout window right now.
Yeah, it'll be time for Lafreniere to get re-signed.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. So I mean, I don't see them moving him. I think
crazy things have happened.
I know. I think they would be very dumb unless they're getting a just stupid package.
Yeah, and a stupid package would be amazing to see.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine a stupid package?
I think the goal here. Great. So I think we're gonna wrap this up here in a second, but I think we'll try to record either Wednesday or probably
after the draft.
Yeah, Wednesday after the draft or Thursday. Break down what happened in the draft because I guarantee there's going to be a lot of crazy moves. I don't know crazy, but there will be moves made.
I'm sure the Hawks will make some move. I feel like they always do like something during the draft, whether it's, hey, we'll take your 2/4 for our third. Yeah. All right, cool.
But I think after Wednesday, the free agency picture is going to look a lot more clear, like what the route's going to be. So
yeah, if anything, you might see some of these contracts move during the draft too.
I fucking wish it was. Can free agency start on like a Saturday for once? So it's like we can sit here, we can record live while everything's going on.
I can record live. I still don't. Oh, completely not hockey related. I got called to go back to my job, and then I got a call the next day that said, we actually can't offer you the job because we forgot that we have to go down by seniority and I'm last on the list. But I was the first one they wanted to call. So that was great.
Oh, that sucks.
So I get to hang out in New Mexico a little bit longer. So it's all good.
Yeah. It's all right. I think New Mexico is better than fucking Chicago at this point, but
Yeah, but there's no hockey.
yeah, that's fair. That is very fair.
Hey, let's start the rumor. Phoenix is moving to Albuquerque, and then I'll be here.
Albuquerque Isotopes.
That's actually the minor league
I know.
baseball.
I know.
It's pretty great.
Oh man. So, you got any final thoughts you want to throw out there? Hockey related?
No. I mean, that was great. I can't wait for like all the crazy offseason shit because it can only get weirder right now, right? Because it's 2020 still.
It can only get weirder, and it's gonna get weirder just because this whole flat cap thing, and it's like I'm just so much hockey coming up between not on Tuesday until the end of the expansion draft in next year.
Yeah, oh
like
my god.
You think about that though, it's less than a year before the expansion draft supposedly, because they're still trying to go for a late summer to finish the cup in the late summer. So the expansion draft would be like August, possibly.
Oh, that'd be sick. I'm just also fingers crossed that the Hawks don't do something stupid. Just please, just don't do something stupid. Please don't do something stupid.
So I'm gonna say goodbye, Zach Smith. Goodbye all the players I don't want to see moved, or I do want to see moved. So hopefully I'll put that out there in the universe.
It's really sad to see you go, Patrick Kane.
Yeah. Jonathan
really
Taves, you had so much more to offer.
Kubalik just went back to Europe instead. Like, it's all bad. I don't know. I don't want to put that.
I'm going to end this right here. Does Kubalik get traded at the draft?
No.
No. Good. All right.
I think if anybody gets traded,
really nervous you're going to say yes.
Strome. I think Strome would get traded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what episode is this?
If Strome gets traded, then our original bashing 2 years ago paid off.
Yeah, right.
So
the 2 years ago during the preseason.
Yeah. So this is episode 110. What do you want to call it?
Jeez, I usually have something I can call it, but
we've used all variations of "we're back." We're recording again, I think. So
it's the pre-COVID draft. I don't know. The Pat Maroon is a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Fucking
2020 silly season. Let's go.
Jan Ruda is a Stanley Cup champion.
Oh yeah, that's not the title, but we lost that trade. That's official.
Yeah, that's true.
So all right. So
who wins the Norris next year? We don't actually lose the trade.
Yeah. All right. So for Tanner and Jarom, this is episode 110, 2020 silly season.
Hell yeah.
Buckle up, guys. We're in for a fun ride the next week.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right. Love you, boys.
Bye.
Bye.